Hey guys, TrepChains here with a guide to the Diablo Immortal set items, which are set items that you can use on your secondary gear. You can get for each of these 2-piece, 4-piece, or up to a 6-piece bonus by equipping items from the same set. Set items drop in Diablo Immortal when you defeat a final boss at the end of a dungeon, or from the heavy austere chest at the end of a dungeon if playing with 4 players. Belts and boots are available at Hell 1 difficulty and higher. Gloves and amulets are available at Hell 2 difficulty and higher, while all rings are available at Hell 4 difficulty and higher. Each set will have pieces available in 5 different dungeons, but there are currently 9 dungeons available in Diablo Immortal, so not all dungeons will contain a piece for your set. So, how do you find out where to find your set pieces? There's a couple of ways to find out which dungeons set pieces drop from in-game using your character. Firstly, if you have any set piece, you can go to your inventory and use that set piece. For example, we've got these Mountebank's boots here. On the set item you have, you can scroll down until you get to this section which says set items 1 out of 6 and lists the set pieces. Next to that, you'll see this little magnifying glass. Click that. That will show you all of the relevant set pieces, and then you can click through each piece to find out where it comes from. For example, the Mountebank's belt here comes from Mad King's Breach at Hell 1 difficulty or higher. This is important to know as sometimes an update could move the set items around, but you can always find out the current location this way. If you don't have any set items yet, you can still find out a few set locations using your character as well. In your inventory, select the little build icon here at the bottom right of your character next to your weapons. Each of these builds will contain a set. Select the build that has the set that you're interested in, and then select a piece of gear. Once you've selected a piece of gear, you can select this How to Get button, and it will tell you that the Mailed Fist from the Feasting Barons pack comes from Kukuris Rapids at Hell 2 difficulty or higher. Overall, in Diablo Immortal, there are currently 9 sets available. These are the Feasting Barons pack, Gloomguide's Prize, Rags of Shal'baas, Issatar Imbued, Shepherd's Call to Wolves, Untouchable Mountebank, Vithu's Urges, Rags of Shal'baas, and Windloft Perfection. So let's take a look at each of these, what they do, and where you can find them. The Feasting Barons pack is focused on loss of control or crowd control skills. You can find the amulet in Destruction's End, the rings in Tomb of Fahir, the gloves in Kukuris Rapids, the belt in Temple of Namari, and the boots in Cavern of Echoes. Gloomguide's Prize is focused on dash skills, for example, teleport on a wizard or Fury's Charge on a barb. You can find the amulet in Temple of Namari, the rings in Kukuris Rapids, the gloves in Cavern of Echoes, the belt in Pit of Anguish, and the boots in Silent Monastery. Rags of Flagellant is focused on channeling damage skills or continual damage skills. You can find the amulet in Cavern of Echoes, the rings in Temple of Namari, the gloves in Pit of Anguish, the belt in Silent Monastery, and the boots in Mad King's Breach. Issatar Imbued combines mobility via movement speed and damage. You can find the amulet in Mad King's Breach, the rings in Silent Monastery, the gloves in Forgotten Tower, the belt in Tomb of Fahir, and the boots in Destruction's End. Shepherd's Call to Wolves is focused on summons or pet builds. You can find the amulet in Tomb of Fahir, the rings in Forgotten Tower, the gloves in Destruction's End, the belt in Kukuris Rapids, and the boots in Temple of Namari. Untouchable Mountebank is focused on survivability via providing shields. You can find the amulet in Pit of Anguish, the rings in Cavern of Echoes, the gloves in Silent Monastery, the belt in Mad King's Breach, and the boots in Forgotten Tower. Vithu's Urges is for builds including beneficial effects and buffs to either yourself or your party. For example, Vengeance on a Demon Hunter. You can find the amulet in Kukuris Rapids, the rings in Destruction's End, the gloves in Temple of Namari, the belt in Cavern of Echoes, and the boots in Pit of Anguish. Rags of Shal'baas buffs your primary skills, which is your auto attack, in terms of damage and attack speed. You can find the amulet in Silent Monastery, the rings in Pit of Anguish, the gloves in Mad King's Breach, the belt in Forgotten Tower, and the boots in Tomb of Fahir. Windloft Perfection focuses on builds that like to dodge and not get hit, with movement buffs, damage buffs, and a shield available as long as you're not taking damage. You can find the amulet in Forgotten Tower, the rings in Mad King's Breach, the gloves in Tomb of Fahir, the belt in Destruction's End, and the boots in Kukuris Rapids. That covers off the sets currently available in Diablo Immortal. Happy hunting, remember, it's all RNG. See you in Sanctuary. GG!